Hey guys, oh good, you're already here. We've got work to do today. It's episode 24 of the Great Shop Cleanup. It's freezing cold today. I've had jackets and everything on. I've just been at home in the shed fixing a heater. Lovely, and the heater works. Here, not so lovely. It's freezing cold. It's Tuesday? We don't open the shop midweek, but I needed to come down and get something done here because last week we had that big haul of vintage antique filming gear and what else was there, old radios and sewing machine and some really cool things, an oscilloscope and that magic lantern that everyone loved. So that was fantastic, but it put us behind. So I want to get a few videos done here this week. Let's have a look at what we've got to do. We are doing so well at making space here. I think we'll finish that pile off today. I don't think it's anything very exciting, but then you never know because these boxes turn out to be pretty amazing. It looks like we have some hardware, a bit more electrical stuff, some old timber blocks. Don't know what's in this one. Oh, more electrical. All right, we'll take that through to the counter and check it out. Timber box underneath, could be anything in that. Hopefully we get that pile done today. Okay, first box, and I've swapped my jacket for a nice hot cup of tea. So cheers to all my UK followers. If I had a beer, I'd be, cheers to the German followers, Australian followers, US, I don't know, a Coke. Here we go. This is stuff from a shed where I got a lot of electrical stuff, and one of the other boxes is as well, but the timber box underneath looks like it's full of old tools, so that'll be interesting. We'll see if we can get through that. Hopefully these ones don't take too long. I can probably do it here. These have timber blocks for mounting PowerPoints like we've seen in some recent ones. There's a whole heap of them, in fact, most of them. So that's good, we'll get through those quick. There's a couple of large bearings. Now these look to be new old stock, super heavy, in wax paper, roller bearings. These would be incredibly expensive to buy new, but what's the market for them? You've obviously got to find someone that wants one that size. Maybe they were to eBay. FAG. They look like they're probably from the 60s. A few different sizes. This one's a RHP. Is this a normal roller bearing? Could be a tapered bearing. Oh, this one hasn't got its... this may be second hand. I can't sell that as new. It's got the seal on one side. It's been removed from the other. They're going to have some market. Someone will buy them for roller wheels and a workshop trolley or something like that. But I don't think we're going to get anywhere near new price for a bearing. The rest of this box is quite simply full of these wooden blocks for PowerPoints, switches, them or switch ones, those ones, and some other square ones. So I'll just group all these together. Someone that's restoring an old house might like them. They could have uses for just as decorative bases for something. I'll let the customers decide. There's a whole box of them there. I'll have to check out the bearings, but let's go and get the next box. Okay, this crate or plastic tub has electrical items. Now, a lot of these will be new old stock. The elderly gentleman was an electrician for many years. How does that open? And it looks like we have some fuses. Now, I've sold some of these on eBay, actually. They're new old stock ceramic fuses. They're probably 10 or 15 amp, 250 volt. Federal is the brand, but they're brand new, never been used, nice and clean, in their original box. Now, this one's the only one with the actual fuse part. The rest of them are just holders. So I'm hoping there's more. Oh, there's another box in here. I will sell these on eBay. Oh, it doesn't feel very heavy. It says fuse, 20 amps. Oh, there's a couple. All right, there's three. Again, one with the actual fuse and two holders. I've sold them on eBay before, I was going to say, and I could do a listing where I had the price for one, but you could buy multiples, and because they were all the same and they were all brand new, and that went really well. I'm not sure who buys them because I don't know the electricians install them anymore. They're more of an old-fashioned thing, but people obviously need them, maybe as a replacement. This is a fuse board, and it's been used. It's got some wiring there, but it's still got some very good condition larger fuses and some more bases. Obviously they're not new. I'll probably just put a price on that as it is, and someone may wish to use it for parts. Might be just $10. Again, Federal brand. Oh, and here we just have a mixture of second-hand ones, which I do sell in the shop, usually for about $5 each. The ones I sold on eBay, I think I was getting 20 each because they were new old stock, and you know, the right people found them. So some of these are clearly second-hand. Some may even be a bit damaged because being ceramic or porcelain, they do break or chip. So we'll work out how much value we've got there. It won't be a great deal. I'll be keen to pass them on quickly. I might even do a bulk lot. Nothing else in this tub. So that leaves that timber box full of tools. Let's go and get it. Okay, this is very heavy, and just as well I've got the paper on Christine's cutting mat. Typical of putting a box at the bottom of the pile. It's heavy, not only typical, it's sensible. What have we got in here? A lot of, general shed tools. So I'll bring the camera closer so you can have a look. Okay, this one's I forget what they call them. It's basically chiseling through brick or concrete by essentially hitting with a hammer, and then you turn it a little bit, hitting, and you keep rotating, and it basically chisels out a hole through masonry. At least that's my understanding. It looks like it's been well used. Don't think it's a lot of value. We have some saw blades here, some like tenon saw blades that probably went on something like this handle. So changeable blades. Oh, there's more of these too. Oh, that's cute. You just about hold up a bank with that, couldn't you? So that's a die cast handle with replaceable blades. It's going to be branded. I can't quite make it out at the moment. I think it's made in New York. I guess that makes sense, a gun-shaped thing in New York. That doesn't go with it, that goes with the other one, I think. That should have some value. A very large, I was going to say screwdriver, but the way it's bent on the end, it's possibly like a pry bar. But maybe it was a screwdriver and it became a pry bar. Don't think there's much value there. A knife that's very, very well worn. It does have a brand on it. But geez, that's seen some sharpening, hasn't it? Probably not much value again. Here's a decent chisel. It's like a bolster. Been well used to the point that it's probably dangerous. There's going to be fragments fly off everywhere when you hit that. Chipped on the end too, so probably not much more than scrap, although it could be dressed up, and it does have a brand on it. Might even be Robert Sorby. I'll clean it up because I think it would be good quality steel and someone would be able to dress that up. It's just a matter of grinding all the fragmented bits off the side and you'd resharpen it. Yeah, it's got to be worth more than scrap. A hammer, not a hammer, a spanner that looks like it's just been cut out of plate steel. Can't see any branding on that. Oh, some sort of clamp, special, maybe it's a gear puller, I would say, made up for a certain pulley or gear, and you wind that in on the centre shaft and it pulls it off. So that's going to have some value, probably at least $5. Very early cabinet screwdriver. Bit rough, but still okay to clean up well. We have some drill bits. We had a whole set of those the other day. Oh, there's some nice little cabinet screwdrivers here with timber handles. That one's got a brass ferrule as well. They're probably worth buffing up at home, those ones. A bone handle knife. It's not real bone, but they're known as bone handled knives. C. Johnson & Co. Sheffield. In good condition, I get $10 for those with the square handles. Clearly that one's ended up in the toolbox and it's a long way from good condition. Probably only in the $2 box, that one. Some little nail pincers, they're pretty cute. Another blade. A round rasp. These are very handy things, these. Another one of those drills. That one's actually branded something Australia. Are they known as a drill, a masonry drill perhaps, or just a masonry punch, something like that? a early spade bit to go in your brace, old hand brace, an electric spanner. There you go. You didn't know they made electric spanners, did you? Comweld. So they're both for like an oxyacetylene set, and clearly they would have been wired to the frame of your acetylene bottles so that you didn't lose the spanners. That is copper wire. I'll be taking that off. The spanners themselves aren't worth very much. Another one of those drill bits. Circlip pliers, I would suggest. They're branded too. Oh no, it says patent approved for, or applied for. Going to be at least $5. A broken file. Yeah, we get one of these, we get more than one of these. We get these from every shed we do. A pretty basic drill brace. That one actually looks like something's a bit bent. Maybe it's just offset. And that's what these drill bits go in that have the square ends. So maybe we can make up a set. Another one of those saw blades. What's in the box? Nothing. It was a footprint brand auger bits. It's a nice box. That box itself has got to be worth something. It's not in very good condition, but at least the print's good. I will perhaps group all these drill bits and put them in this box, even if they're not footprint brand ones, and we'll make up a price for the bulk lot. Oh, did I say we get at least one? Well, there's two. Whoop. Hold your horses. There's three. And wait. Oh, it's missing its handle, but three and 3/4. Oh, there's a nice little tenon saw. The blade's very badly damaged, but really nice handle. It's got a brass pluck, and it's possibly a Diston, US made. And the nicer ones, it's branded along the top too. The nicer ones have a brass spine on them, but that'll clean up. That'll be at least $10. Oh, a spoke shave. These always sell well. And that's just for basically shaving pieces of wood to get them more round, more like a spoke from a wagon wheel. A nice old timber moulding plane. That's a good one. I'm not sure what sort of wood that was, perhaps box or something. I think they're usually English, and it's for planing certain shapes. You usually would have had a whole set. This little timber wedge should come out. And there's your blade. So that's the profile of what it planes. That's a nice one. That's going to be probably about $20, I would say. Oh, we have some interesting bits here. Just some Teflon tape, some pliers. They look like they've been twisted, so probably not much value there. Matchbox with heavier than matches. Oh, it's just wood screws, but that's okay. I'll put them in a jar with some old wood screws. A knob probably off one of those, not these drills, but one of the hand crank drills. And now we have a heap of drill bits. These might be the footprint brand ones. We'll make a collection of those. They look in pretty good condition, but they're all used. There's a normal drill bit. Yeah, so we'll work out a price for those. There's too many to go in that box. Okay, what is this? I think it's part of a chisel. It's lost the handle. I'm not exactly sure what that is. I think it's just a part of something. Some more nail pincers. Another one of those little drill bits. That's from a large electric motor. It's the carbon brush. I believe they had silver in them. The older ones did. It's quite heavy, that one. So I might have to check that out. Another nice old timber handled screwdriver. That's either been modified or it was never a screwdriver in the first place. Perhaps modified to remove certain special clips off something. Don't know. A little Yankee brand offset screwdriver for when you can't get a normal screwdriver onto the head of a screw because there's something over the top. You can put this in and use it as like a ratchet. I think it's a ratchet. So for undoing screws in impossible to get situations. A timber thing that holds something. What's in here? Oh, I think they're, what are they? They're little tools that go in something. Yeah, they look to be like fine screwdrivers and a point. So perhaps there's a handle for those. This was a wood chisel and it's been worn right down. Perhaps it broke and it was resharpened. But yes, well beyond normal chisel use now. There's two of these. What are they? They've got brass ends, giant fuses. I don't know. They feel like they're hollow, and that's some sort of. Oh, just an unscrew. All right, let's have a look. So good brass caps on them. Is that middle piece timber? Do both ends unscrew? That's a nice piece of brass. That one doesn't, or at least it doesn't unscrew easily. I think that's almost like a Bakelite or some sort of phenolic material, something like that. But I don't know what they are, so let me know if you know. If you don't know, make something up in the comments, and if you say it as believable as you can, you might just get away with it. There's two of those, I don't know what they are. Here we have a massive adjustable wrench. That's a nice one. It's probably English. That's very heavy, and it's going to be pretty old. What's it got here? Oh, it's got VR. So VR, generally when we find VR stuff here, it doesn't relate to Queen Victoria. It relates to Victorian Railways. So a large Victorian Railways adjustable wrench would be the best thing we found in this box, and I would think that would have to be at least a $50 wrench. We'll do some checking on that. A steel bracket, a file handle, a lawnmower spark plug spanner, not branded, a couple of dollars. A chisel, one of the socket style chisels, so I don't think we had a handle to suit that, but that will sell. A basic little plastic handled screwdriver, but it might be branded, could be Sid Chrome or Turner, one of the early ones. Not going to be much value though. Another drill bit, and the last thing is a Perfection tobacco tin, which will clean up quite nicely. You might remember the tobacco tins we found a few weeks back. Most of them have sold. Yep, that will clean up well. I will give that a very gentle wash, and I'll put some beeswax over it, and you'll be amazed how well it comes up. So that's good. Rightio, that's the rest. Oh, we only have another blade in the bottom, but that's the end of the box. And it's branded. Can't quite make that out. You might have more chance in the camera than I do. Is it marked the other end? No. It was possibly supplies like nails or plumbing fittings or something. But reasonably good box. We'll probably get $10 for that. So a lot of boxes. All right, we've got some pretty good value in here and a lot of low value stuff, but interesting all the same. Okay, here's the plan with this stuff. I'm taking the box lot of things here. These are $5 or better. I'm taking them home to clean them up a bit. I'll show you once I've done that. All this stuff is going to be $2 or $1 or less. So a bit of scrap wire, brackets, just low value bits and pieces here. So I'm not writing down anything for that. That'll just go through the shop. I couldn't find a handle for those little screwdriver bits in there. I don't think they're overly valuable. These bits I'm going to take home as well and just clean up a little bit on the shank. And any that are branded footprint, I'll put in this box and we'll sell that as a kit. The rest of them might go in a tin for like $3 each or something. So they can go in the box for now. This mysterious piece here seems to fit nicely in this socket chisel. So I think that's what it was. It was the handle for that chisel. which kind of makes sense. It's got a brass ferrule there. It's got some rings around it to hold the timber together, and someone's been hitting it on the end. So with that together, with that chisel, I will clean it up. It is branded. I think we'll get at least 5 for that because it's going to be a good quality chisel now that we've got a handle for it. And this is called a keyhole saw, and these 3 blades go with it. I will clean those blades up just a little bit. I don't think it's worth a great deal, but we'll put that out as a kit for, I don't know, we might try 10, maybe just 5. These other blades, I didn't have a handle for those. And the other nice tenon saws in here to be cleaned up. So we'll be back with you probably tomorrow morning. I'll come back here with everything cleaned up and we'll do a price list. Good morning, I'm back at the shop, guys. It's about 11 degrees in the shop, so it's another cold day, but I need to get this finished. I cleaned up all of those tools and I'm pretty excited about some of the stuff we got there. Let's quickly deal with the first lot of the unboxing we did this week, well, yesterday. We got all these blocks for power points and light switches, timber mounting blocks. Most of them have been used, there's a couple that haven't. Some of them are still painted and stained. There's 25 of them there. So I've written down, I'll show you a list at the end of this video if you're interested in anything. I was going to do $1 each, and then I had a quick look online and on eBay, and there was 2 listings for a group of these. Both of them made well over $2 each per item, plus postage. So one listing of 20 of them made $50 plus postage. So obviously people want them. I'm going to do $2 each in the shop. We'll see how we go there. I have had some in the shop previously. You may have remembered from another episode. I did have those at $3 each, but we'll drop them all down to $2 each and see how we go. But I do know now that they'll actually sell quite well on eBay. So that sorts out all those. The 3 bearings, I'm going to just put $5 each on them. I know they're probably very expensive to buy new, but I can't guarantee these are new. And even if they've never been used, I can't imagine anyone that's going to pull down an engine or a big piece of machinery and go to the trouble of fitting a new bearing with all the costs involved. And usually that's an expensive piece of equipment. They're not going to put a 50, 60-year-old bearing in, even if it's new. So limited market. Someone might buy them who's into metal work and creating sculptures. Someone might use them, as I mentioned earlier, for workshop trolley wheels. They're really good if you've got a nice smooth concrete floor. So just $5 each on the bearings. Now the electrical stuff, I'm going to go 20 on the fuse box. I put some extra, the missing fuses out of the box of assorted ones. We'll go $20 on that. The individual fuses that are complete, now these are possibly new, but they are separate. I'm going to just go $5 each. That's for the fuse and the holder. So there's 5 of them there. The loose fuses themselves, I did have a box at $3 each. I do sell them sometimes. I'll drop them to $2 each. So about $30 for those loose ones. I'm keeping the new old stock ones because there could well be more turn up, and I will put them on eBay because they go quite well. And there's a few bits of broken ones and various ones that have been taken apart or had some issues, so I'll just pull any brass I can get off them for scrap, and the ceramic part will have to go in the bin. That sorts all that out. Let's get to the tools because there's some really good stuff there and they cleaned up really well. And I probably spent about an hour and a half cleaning these tools up, and it was worth the effort and I really enjoyed it. And geez, we've got some nice stuff here, better than what it first looked, I think. So let's go through them. I've got the notepad written out as well. We'll look at that shortly. I didn't find any Footprint brand drills. I'm going to sell that box. I think we're trying to try and get $10 for the box. You wouldn't be too many of those around. And as for the drills, they cleaned up quite well, but they're just about all Gilpin, which are English. I think there was one German one in there. So I gave them a bit of a buff up. I didn't worry too much about the actual drill part. And I think we'll go $3 each. There's about 10 of them there. There might be 11. I wrote down 10, so about $30 there. Back over here, the Victorian Railways wrench, adjustable wrench, is possibly English made, but it's a beautiful example of early railways, a shifter, as we call them here, or a wrench. I'm going to go 60 on that. We should get that no problems. I think I went 10 on this little great neck pistol grip keyhole saw. I told you the Perfection tobacco tin would clean up quite nicely. It's had a bit of a wipe of beeswax. We'll get 10 on that. I'm none the wiser on these things. I did a bit of checking and I couldn't find out anything about them. So let me know what you think they are. I'm going to go $10 each. These timber items cleaned up nicely. Again, I've smeared a bit of beeswax over them. I think we went 20 and 15. We'll check the notepad shortly. And if you're interested, check the notepad at the end of the videos, and that's the prices I'll be doing for anyone that wants to buy things. These buffed up nicely. This socket chisel is branded Sheffield. I can't actually focus on the brand there. Looks like Moorhood. So, not sure. I didn't get a chance to check that one. We went 10 on that. The knife, even though it's so well worn, sharpened to within an inch of its life, it cleaned up very well. It's beautifully branded. So, it's branded I. Wilson, which I believe might be J. Wilson. That's just the way they wrote the J's back then. Sheffield, England. And it's a butcher's or a boning knife. And it was imported to Melbourne or Australia by Henry Berry. And that dates it to around about 1900. So it's been around a long, long time. Beautifully made. Could be like a rosewood handle, but just very, very well worn. I think I might have, I don't know, I forget what price. We'll check the notepad at the end. But it's much better than just a $5 knife. I did guess correctly on this chisel. It is a Robert Sorby. It's got a impressed kangaroo logo there. It's a bit hard to make out. This was a Diston saw. I was right again. Happens sometimes. Beautifully branded. Cleaned up quite well. It's got the brass button on it that will say Henry Diston as well. Pretty good condition, but the teeth aren't that good, and it's a little bit buckled on the cutting edge there. I think I went 20 though. It's a good collectible piece. These things, I've gone $10 the pair on those. They are masonry drills or drilling punches. Keyhole saws there with the extra blades. That is a puller. The other things all cleaned up quite nicely. Little offset ratchet screwdriver's nice. I was tempted to keep that, but I've got something similar. I don't need that one. I think we went 10 on that. The drill braces, one of them, this top one's much better. It's actually brass fittings. It's in good condition. The handles swivel nicely. And I think it was branded Hercules. Yeah. Not sure where they're made. But I thought we'll go 15 on that, 10 on the other two, which are much more common ones, and $10 on the box. So yeah, oh, the little screwdriver, that was the nicest thing of the lot. I nearly forgot. This one, how nice is this? I think it's boxwood or beech, the handle, brass ferrule, and it is branded. And I think there you can see it says 1876 Philadelphia. It was a prize medal tool. And at the 1876, whatever it was, exhibition, it won a prize. And it was made by W. Baker, I think, in London. Really nice piece. Probably made, this one was obviously made after 1876, but it's probably, well, let's say 1880s, 1890s at the newest. So it's pushing 150 years old, and the timber is beautiful. Even the end of the screwdriver is quite usable. So I think I'm going to put $20 on that. It's a magnificent piece. This one is quite nice as well, but we don't actually know if it was a screwdriver or a specialised tool. So we'll go 10 on that. I'm going to put 20 on that. And, 5 on this one I went, because the timber's a bit split as well. 10 on each of these. This one is actually branded Simcoe on the collar. Don't know if we'll get a focus here now. And that is Singer Manufacturing Company. There it says it on that side. So that was a Singer sewing machine screwdriver. We'll get 10 for that. I don't remember what this one said, but it's a nice early cabinet screwdriver. So 10, 10, 20 and 5. I think we did 5 on the circlip pliers. Let's have a look at the notepad. What do you think it added up to? We've gone over the page. So there's all the prices. If you want to just double check. And over the page sees a total of over $500. It's just amazing where the value comes in these lots. Certainly tools are great. I love tools. They sell quickly. They're enjoyable to clean up. They've got so much history. And yeah, they're very popular in the shop, all the old tools, and they'll sell fairly quickly. Plus the box. We've been selling a lot of timber boxes as well. Not bad, hey, over $500. So thanks for watching, guys. Another episode done. We'll be back here either later today or tomorrow because I want to get a couple of episodes out this week. Look at the space on the ground. Next episode, we might continue with the tools. There's some old tools in that box. There's a few loose odds and ends to tidy up there. And then we'll start on the big pile way above me, perhaps. So look out for the next episode. It'll be coming your way very shortly. Appreciate all your support. We'll catch you soon. Bye for now.